Okay, just go straight down the hall and you'll see the exit.
I let go of Luke. Still afraid, he rubs his neck and heads over to Kieran's side. But I notice his gaze is full of curiosity and desire for the laser pointer in my hand. Do you want it? Here. Not expecting me to be this generous, Luke reaches for it. He's surprised.
Really? That's very nice of you to just give away a hunter's secret weapon.
It's a laser pointer.
You...
I flash my own playful smile right back at him. Did I ever say it was the XT7? As the two of them get farther and farther away with every step I take, I can still hear their whispers behind me.
How far do you think she'll get? 30 meters? I bet not even 10 steps. I'll say 5 then.
With Luke and Kieran gone, I take out my hunter's watch. Unsurprisingly, there's no signal. The corridor before me is completely dark, like a deep, endless tunnel. While I didn't expect them to be kind enough to show me the way out, leaving that room could already be considered progress. There are several small crystal vases on the shelf by the wall. The drooping flowers in them have already withered. The owner probably hasn't been home in a long time. On the other side is a black bird. It's perched on a marble pillar that's half as tall as a human. Its metal wings are tucked in. A crow? Its eyes appear to be made out of rubies. They glow with a lustrous yet haunting hue in the darkness. Its eyes suddenly move, fixing its gaze on me without blinking. It's alive? As I prepare myself to take a closer look, it suddenly spreads its wings and flies toward me. Its razor-sharp feathers barely miss the top of my head as it passes through the narrow gap of an open door. To pass through the corridor, I'll have to go there. I hesitate for a moment, then follow the crowd. Melodious classical music seeps out from behind the door, making the corridor even more peaceful. A relaxed male voice rings out amidst the graceful song. It's like I'm hearing a monologue behind a curtain.
It plants implant protocols to human hearts. It also implants human consciousness into wanderers. Their little project has a name. The Fountain of Ete.
You should know I'm not interested in other people's business. And Mephisto said you lied. You're not even telling me everything. It's a shame. You threw away your last chance.
Silas? Never mind. I need to escape first.
No! Please, forgive me! You can still use me as a tool.
Our deal is over. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to entertain a more important guest.
The pleading voice stops abruptly, like a balloon that leaves nothing behind after it explodes from being filled with too much air. The room falls silent for a moment. The music suddenly stops before transitioning into a more gentle song played by string instruments.
Aren't you going to come in?
I knew they were up to no good. Everything is beautiful, from the clean white tablecloth to the silverware sparkling under the light to even the ice bucket with bottles of red wine. The gory scene I envisioned didn't appear. Inside this calm room, the other voice's owner had vanished without a trace. This feeling again. I'm hungry all of a sudden. Why? Silas picks up the decanter beside me, walks to my side, and pours me a glass of wine. Behind me, the shadows press down, their invisible pressure suffocating. I hold onto the chair with one hand to steady myself and grab the knife on the table with the other.
This will be useful for defending yourself in the N109 zone.
Silas coldly chuckles as he places a familiar gun on the table. Are you mocking me?
I'm giving you a way out. Since you can't escape, why don't we make a deal?
Glaring at him, I drink the wine to taunt him. Onychinous's modus operandi is buying and selling by force. Too bad. I'm not interested. The ice-cold liquid slides down my throat, and soon, I feel a burning pain in my stomach. The wine is stronger than I thought. I still can't help but chug one glass after another. Hungry and thirsty, it's as if I'm trying to numb myself with the sensation.
As long as you have desires, there will always be deals to make.
With his crimson eyes full of malice, Silas flashes a hint of smile. His tall figure blocks out some of the light, and I can see his right eye starting to glow red. This means he's using some kind of power. Then I'd be in a daze and experience auditory hallucinations.
So many days have come and gone. You should know your own desires by now.
Confusion, restlessness, this insatiable emptiness. It's a black hole trying to swallow everything.
Only I can give you what you want. And you will agree to my terms.
I can't allow myself to be controlled by this person again. I force myself to stand up, spurred on by the alcohol I drank. What terms? You just want me to resonate with you. You know what? Fine. I'll accept this deal. I resonate with you, and you give me the ether core from Onychinous's auction. As I say this, I grab Silas's hand. His fingers are long, and his palm is cold. Even touching his hand faintly brings forth a sense of dread.
Release me. You can't do that just yet.
Don't move! I look up at him, trying to use my remaining sobriety to find a hint of emotion, anything, on his face. For a moment, a complex, incomprehensible struggle appears in his gaze. What could be the source of that? Where does the power in his right eye come from? Why does it feel so familiar to me? Is it related to the ether core? Time passes ever so slowly, and just like these past few days, nothing happens. Why is it? Murmuring to myself, I refuse to give up. I grab his hand and hold it like I'm squeezing a pump. The invisible pressure becomes stronger and stronger. The influence of alcohol gradually subsides, and I realize I made a very dangerous move. I awkwardly straighten my posture and quietly try to pull back my hand, yet he grips it more tightly.
Maybe I've been too nice to you.
My fingers were firmly clasped. I couldn't move them at all. You! Let go! Even if you keep holding on to me like this, I can't resonate with you. It's not something I can just do on a whim.
After all that arrogance, it seems like you can't even control your own evil.
At the very least, it doesn't want to be activated in front of you. Silas stares at our interlocked hands blankly for a long time, and finally, he slowly lets go. I rub my wrist as I take a few steps back. My breathing and heartbeat gradually return to normal. We were at a standstill. Then, with a thoughtful expression, he leans back in his chair and looks at me.
Just as I thought. You're too weak.
Where does he get all this confidence from to make such a conclusion? Is everyone in the N109 zone weird? Silas pinches the area between his brow, then raps his knuckles at the table.
Eat as much as you want.
He says those words like he's giving out an order that won't be questioned. What? Are you... The word insane is on the tip of my tongue, but I force myself to stop talking. I turn to look at the long, seemingly endless table behind me. It's filled with countless exquisite dishes, the lavishness almost dizzying.
I'll give you 10 minutes. After you're done, come find me outside the base's entrance. You better hope our deal is successful. Otherwise, consider this your last meal.